Hey, my brothers and sisters of the leaf. Hope everybody is doing fabulous. I'm getting ready to smoke a stogie, so life is great. It's a little bit chilly here in Southern California, which is a nice change. So it's one of those days where I want to stay inside, drink a little bit of bourbon, smoke a nice cigar, and hang out with you guys. So today I'm getting into Sensado cigars. This is a newer line. And it's one that honestly I'm not super familiar with. I don't know the details as where they're being made, the factory information, anything like that, other than the fact that so far there are 4 different lines. They're all part of the Sensado Cigar company. There's a New York, Roma, Miami, and Shanghai. And on the website it talks about how you're kind of experiencing the city. It's really a cool way that they designed it. They've given you a suggested pairing. They've kind of given you a breakdown slightly of what to expect from the flavors. And it's really just kind of capturing, again, the city and the experience for the cigar. So, nice thought out marketing on that point. And I had the pleasure of meeting Dave McMullen, who is part of this company. He's the man behind it. I had a chance to meet him out in Nicaragua last year at Puro Sabor Festival, so I look forward to hopefully seeing him again there this year. And in the spirit of John Lennon, I think I'm going to go ahead and smoke the New York, which is a Churchill. It's featuring an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, which seems to be pretty popular on the Connecticut's lately. It seems like a lot of people are really using more of the Ecuadorian versus the US Connecticut. To me personally, there seems to be a lot more flavor in the Ecuadorian Connecticut, especially on the wrapper, a little bit easier to work with, I believe. And on the inside of this baby, it has a Nicaraguan binder and filler, not specified as far as which regions of Nicaragua, what kind of tobacco they're using, I'm not sure, other than just that it's from Nicaragua on the filler and the binder. So, I'm gonna kind of sniff it out here. Has a little bit of a sweetness to the foot. But there's a hint of kind of a leathery element to it, so interesting. Construction looks good. Beautiful color on the wrapper. A little bit of an oil sheen, not super oily, but just a little thin, kind of a gleam on it, you could say. So I'm going to go ahead and use my little Calibri V-cut here. And I believe this particular cigar, the New York version, only comes in the Churchill from what I could tell on the website, which is sensadocigar.com. Little hint of a faint spice on that initial dry pull there. Can't even talk today. It's one of those days. I'm definitely in need of some bourbon, which I'll be adding here after I get into the first third of it, which by the way was the recommended pairing on their website for this particular cigar, so it kind of went well. I was looking for a cigar to smoke with bourbon and take the guesswork out of the picking a cigar, and kind of just went with the recommended one. And again, because we're indoors and it smells so pretty, I'm going to light up with my little cedar spill, which of course for the holiday season is a great gift for any cigar lover. You can custom order these. You can get whatever you want written on it. I love it. You can check them out at cedarspills.com. Nice. Right away you have a little bit of like a nutty graham cracker type of a flavor, which I love. almost like a chestnut, just a hint of it. Very nice. Great introduction on this cigar. There's a little bit of spice now that's kind of hanging out. What kind of spice is that? Probably like a white pepper. Good, so far so good. I'm gonna, of course, smoke it down a little bit more. And when I check back in with you next time, I'll be adding some Four Roses Bourbon to the mix, so stay tuned. Beautiful smoke bomb. As you can hopefully see, as promised, I'm back again for the second third. And almost immediately on this second third, the cigar picked up kind of an oaky background with a little bit of kind of a dried cherry on the notes. There's still a little lingering spice. It's definitely a lot less than it was in the first third. So just a little bit of kind of lingering in the palate. A little hint of it on the retrohale as well, more of that white pepper, so it's kind of a smoother type of a spice. And I'm gonna go ahead and introduce it to the Four Roses Bourbon, which it's a great bourbon. It's one that I drink often. As you can kind of see behind me, the bottle is close to empty, so time to refill, but it's their small batch. And the reason I like the Four Roses small batch, aside from the flavors, is it's kind of a mellow bourbon. So if you're looking to have a drink perhaps midday, if you're a writer, if you're somebody who just kind of wants to relax in the middle of the day, it's not going to send you over. It's not going to get you completely like inappropriate. It's going to just give you a nice little mellow buzz. And it's a great accompaniment to this cigar. So you pick up on the nose of this one, you pick up a slight oaky. You also can taste almost in your mouth, you know, just with the smell, the caramel that's present. Yeah, this is one of my go-to bourbons. Again, it's not very expensive. It's kind of just a nice, mellow, smooth. It has a nice, soft, smooth finish, almost creamy. But you definitely get the notes of dried fruit, a little bit more along the lines of berries, and you can definitely pick up the oak background and a little bit of the caramel presence as well, but it's not overly sweet. It's just, to me, it's the right type of a balance, so it goes well with a cigar like this one. Yeah, almost instantly, you know, taking a swig of that and then a puff of the cigar, it makes the cigar have more of that kind of creamy, little bit sweet type of a presence. So great pairing. So if you want to try it out yourself, of course, the Four Roses small batch you can find pretty much anywhere. And then this was the Sensado New York version, which is kind of pretty, in my opinion, on the mild side. It's not very strong. There's a little bit of a kick to it, but it's very, very mellow. So a great midday type of smoke cocktail type of a pairing, or if you're just looking for something a little bit lighter at the end of the day, this is a great way to go. So I'll be back one last time to check in with you for the last little bit of this cigar and let you know if there's any changes. So down to the nub, of course, on this little Sensado New York, and it's continued to be quite the smoke bomb. Good thing I have my rabbit air to help filter out some of the smoke inside, but all in all, a really good stick, very solid on the construction. Haven't had any issues. The burn line has remained impeccably clean, just really, really nice. Not plugged at all, no problems in that area whatsoever. The V-cut was a great way to go on this size as well. It just performed excellently, and it didn't start to close, which is one thing that sometimes with the V-cut, depending on the size of the cigar or the construction of the cigar, it can tend to kind of start to close up a little bit, and in this case it did not do that at all. Smoking it almost down to the fingertips, and it's still not overly warm. It's a nice tempo to the smoke, and the flavors have been somewhat mild but still transitional. So this last little third really brought up more of the nuttiness again, more so along the same lines as were present in the first third, but slightly on the side of more nutty, versus in the beginning that had the nuttiness as a background with more of the pepper. The pepper pretty much dissipated at this point, and it's strongly just, nutty. Again, with the bourbon, it's bringing out a little bit more of that caramel and kind of a sweetness to it. So great pairing with the Four Roses. I highly recommend it. Pick it up for yourself. You can check your local retailers, and if you're not sure where to find it, you can check online at sensadocigars.com. And as always, I thank you for hanging out with me here on Cigar Vixen channel, and I hope to see you again very soon. Cheers.